seats. I would like to advise all those present that notice of this regular meeting of October 15, 2025 has been provided to the public in accordance with the provisions of the Open Public Meeting Act of the State of New Jersey. Notice of time and place of this meeting has been included in the annual notice of meetings, which was posted and filed with the City Clerk and with the Jersey Journal and the Star Ledger. An additional notice of time and place was posted and filed with the City Clerk and was forwarded to the Bergen Record and Star Ledger on October 10, 2025. The regular meeting of the Municipal Council of the City of Bayonne is now in session. Ms. Medina, please call the roll.
Mr. Booker? Here. Mr. Carroll?
Here.
Mr. Perez?
Here.
Ms. Weimer?
Here.
Mr. La Palusa?
Here, please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So I want to welcome all our participants, parents, staff from this terrific record that was broken. So I want to read part of the proclamation from the mayor, which explains a little bit about why we're here and why this is such a great celebration today. So a Guinness World Record was set on Sunday, September 21st, 2025 for the largest game of catch baseball and softball. The location was Yogi Berra Stadium in Little Falls, New Jersey, and the Bayonne participants were Kaylee Bunting, Gabriela Castellanova, Sofia Castellanova, Aiden Cordero Sanchez, Marquis Davis, Ryan Guerin, Ariana Gonzalez Sanchez, Yesenia Gonzalez, John Hattenberg, Joshua Hernandez, Seven Easler, Mark Lambides, Calais Malia, Jacob Parada, Elijah Powell, Angelica Romero, Amilcar Rosario, Angel Vasquez, and Christopher Venable, and Joshua Venancio. And, Pete, I'm going to wind up reading this word for word because the specifics should be mentioned. Whereas there were 1,179 pairs of people who took on the challenge to break the play-catch record. Participants stood 10 feet apart and played catch for 5 minutes. A total of 2,358 people took part in the challenge. The previous record was set in 2017 in Illinois with 972 pairs of people. The record-setting play-catch event was held as a tribute to Yogi Berra, a Hall of Famer and New York Yankee great who was a longtime resident of Montclair. Parents and children of all ages, siblings, friends, colleagues, former major leaguers, they all came out on Sunday for an official attempt at setting a new Guinness World Record for the largest game of catch. Eve Shannon, the executive director of the Yogi Berra Museum and Learning Center, wanted to honor the Hall of Famer's legacy as part of the year-long celebration of the 100th anniversary of his birth. A game of catch, Yogi's Big Catch, as it was dubbed, seemed like the perfect commemoration, and whereas the 1,179 pairs of participants lined up 3 meters apart on the turf field of the stadium on the campus of Montclair State University, and for 5 minutes they tossed the ball back and forth, underhand or overhand, it didn't matter. There were 2 basic rules for everyone on the field: no rolling the ball and no looking at your smartphones. No selfies or TikTok posts. The whole point was to come together and have fun. So now, therefore, I, James Davis, Mayor of the City of Bayonne, do hereby proclaim that Wednesday, October 15th, 2025, is to be observed as Buddy Baseball Big Catch Celebration Day. So I want to say congratulations to everybody. I think that's a great achievement, something that's never been done before, right? So I say Pete, we should look for a couple more things, because these are the really nice things that we get to do as council people. We love giving out awards, and we love to see smiles on people's faces, and this is definitely something that brings smiles to faces. So I think at this point, we have some awards, and we're gonna call some people, we'll come down and we'll give these awards out.
All of you.
Go behind. They'll come up. We'll keep it on that one. Go back. Well, you can just call it. It doesn't have to be in order. You can just call their name.
Ready to roll?
Yeah, we're ready. So they're gonna get a medal.
You're first. Oh, wow, okay. No, I thought either way.
Okay, certificate is for Yesenia Gonzalez. Okay, there you go. Give her the money.
Yeah, medal. And I'll give the pen.
Give the pen. We're not done yet?
We'll take a group picture at the end to make it quicker. Yeah. All right. Good job, Yesenia.
Joshua Santano. Not here.
All right.
Joshua.
Oh no, we're gonna go Pullix.
Pullix. Come on. You gonna do it?
No, you're gonna do it. You're gonna do it.
Number one. We have a pin for you.
This next award is quite special to me because this young man is my friend and neighbor. So this is for John Hattenberg. And this is for you too, okay? I want to see it when I go home later, okay? We're going to talk about it.
Good job, John.
Ariana Gonzalez Sanchez. Kaylee Bunting.
Okay, here we go. We're making an attempt here. Sophia Casalanubo. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Congratulations.
Haley Malia. Come on up. All right. Woo. Hold on a second. There you are. And congrats.
I think we have to make sure we give John a pin.
Give to his
Oh,
dad.
you did, you gave
Yeah,
it.
because you know the sharp. I don't want to.
7 Eisler. 7. We're gonna give this one to mommy.
Ryan Gehring.
Good job.
Mark Rambucci.
Good job, Mark.
Good job, Mark.
Okay, we're gonna go again. Gabriella Casalengo.
This is it? This is the one? Is this it?
There we go. Take that. And you are welcome.
Come, pumpkin. Sit down.
Elijah Powell. Come on up, Elijah.
Come on, babe. Come, Elijah. Go ahead. Come here, Elijah. Come on. Go ahead. I'll go with you. Come on.
We go.
This wonderful medal is for Joshua Hernandez. Joshua's excited to be here.
Jacob Parada. Angelica Romero.
All right. Marquise Davis.
Good job, Marquise.
You are welcome. Thank you. Put your gold medal on. There you go. Aiden Cordero Sanchez. Aiden, come on up. We've got a pin.
Amelicar Rosario. You're welcome.
And he saves the last one for the best. Angel Vasquez.
His mom's accepting it for Angel. Angel couldn't be here, but his mom could. Yeah, we're gonna take a group picture. Want to just stand right here? We'll put you guys so they're sitting.
You can stand up there.
Yeah, we can do that.
Nate, you're going in. I was going to be nice.
Come here. I want you to stand right here. No, get down. Stand right here.
Liz, he's working. Melissa, Liz, come up here.
Yeah. You all can't be Neil.
That's true.
You all can't be Neil. It's true. Oh, wait, I ain't going to join you. Suck your stomach in. Guess Good job.
Way to go.
How I walked, I felt pretty confident.
That's good.
Bye, honey. It was good to see you. See you again, okay?
Thank you. I said thank you.
Ah, there you
How
go.
are you?
Awesome. Yeah.
Really. So this is clearly the best part of the night. I'm certain it will be.
Going home for 30 minutes.
See you later. See you at home.
All right, guys, we're gonna go in the hallway.
Yes. She's wearing a good one, yeah.
Very good, right? Am I the way? Ooh, come on, go. Go back at you.
Hi, congratulations.
This is for us to hello.
Congratulations, I lied.
You think they don't have a video for that?
Okay. Right. Okay. No problem. I'll get them later. I got a flyer trap over here. You ready? Yes, okay. O1 is an ordinance of the City of Bayonne in the County of Hudson, New Jersey, providing for the special emergency appropriations of $3 million to provide for the payment of contractually required severance liabilities resulting from the layoff or retirement of employees, which was introduced and passed the first reading at the meeting held September 17th, was published in the Bergen Record and posted on the bulletin boards required by law, with notice that it would be further consideration for final passage following public hearing at this meeting of October 15th is now before the council for its consideration and a public hearing. And a resolution moved by the council president, given the ordinance second reading. Mr. Perez, will you second? Second. On the resolution, Mr. Booker. Aye. Mr. Carroll.
Aye.
Mr. Perez.
Aye.
Ms. Weimer.
Aye.
Mr. La Palusa.
Aye.
Second reading is by title, an ordinance of the City of Bayonne in the County of Hudson, New Jersey, providing for the special emergency appropriation of $3 million to provide for the payment of contractually required severance liabilities resulting from the layoff or retirement of employees. The council is now ready to give all persons interested in this ordinance an opportunity to be heard concerning it. The council president will recognize anyone who wishes to speak. No protest against, objections to, or statements in favor of this ordinance or its passage has been filed with me. May I have a motion to close?
Second.
And on the motion to close, Mr. Booker. Aye. Mr. Carroll.
Aye.
Mr. Perez.
Aye.
Ms. Weimer.
Aye.
Mr. La Palusa.
Aye.
And a resolution ordering final passage.
Move it.
Second.
And on that resolution, Mr. Booker. Aye. Mr. Carroll.
Aye.
Mr. Perez.
Aye.
Ms. Weimer.
Aye.
Mr. La Palusa.
Aye.
O2 is an ordinance amending and supplementing the revised general ordinances of the City of Bayonne, Chapter 7, Traffic. It was introduced and passed the first reading at the meeting held September 17th, was published in the Bergen Record and posted on the bulletin boards required by law, with notice that it would be further considered for final passage following a public hearing at this meeting of October 15th, is now before the council for its consideration and a public hearing. And a resolution giving the ordinance second reading is moved by Councilmember Perez. Mr. Booker, will you second? On the resolution, Mr. Booker. Aye. Mr. Carroll.
Aye.
Mr. Perez.
Aye.
Ms. Weimer. Mr. La Palusa.
Aye.
Second reading is by title, an ordinance amending and supplementing the revised general ordinances of the City of Bayonne, Chapter 7, Traffic. The council is now ready to give all persons interested in this ordinance an opportunity to be heard concerning it. The council president will recognize anyone who wishes to speak. No protest against, objections to, or statements in favor of this ordinance or its passage has been filed with me. May I have a motion to close?
So moved.
And on the motion to close, Mr. Booker. Aye. Mr. Carroll.
Aye.
Mr. Perez.
Aye.
Ms. Weimer.
Aye.
Mr. La Palusa.
Aye.
And a resolution ordering final passage.
Second.
And on that resolution, Mr. Booker. Aye. Mr. Carroll.
Aye.
Mr. Perez.
Aye.
Ms. Weimer.
Aye.
Mr. La Palusa.
Aye.
03 was also an ordinance amending Chapter 7 Traffic, and it was introduced and passed the first reading at the meeting held September 17th, was published in the Bergen Record, and posted on the bulletin boards required by law, with notice that it would be further considered for final passage following a public hearing at this meeting of October 15th. Is now before the council for its consideration and a public hearing. And the resolution giving the ordinance second reading is moved by the council president. Mr. Perez, will you second?
Second.
On the resolution, Mr. Booker. Aye. Mr. Carroll.
Aye.
Mr. Perez.
Aye.
Ms. Weimer.
Aye.
Mr. La Palusa.
Aye.
Second reading is by title, an ordinance amending and supplementing the revised general ordinances of the City of Bayonne, Chapter 7, Traffic. The council is now ready to give all persons interested in this ordinance an opportunity to be heard concerning it. The council president will recognize anyone who wishes to speak. No protest against, objections to, or statements in favor of this ordinance or its passage has been filed with me. May I have a motion to close?
Move.
Second.
And on the motion to close, Mr. Booker. Mr. Carroll. Mr. Perez. Ms. Weimer. Mr. La Palusa.
Aye.
And a resolution ordering final passage.
Move it.
Second.
And on that resolution, Mr. Booker. Mr. Carroll. Mr. Perez.
Aye.
Ms. Weimer. Mr. La Palusa.
Aye.
04 is also amending Chapter 7 Traffic, and it was introduced and passed the first reading at the meeting held on September 17th, was published in the Bergen Record and posted on the bulletin boards required by law, with notice that it would be further considered for a final passage following a public hearing at this meeting of October 15th, is now before the council for its consideration and a public hearing. And a resolution moved by the council president giving the ordinance second reading. Mr. Carroll, will you second?
Second.
On the resolution, Mr. Booker. Mr. Carroll.
Aye.
Mr. Perez.
Aye.
Ms. Weimer. Mr. La Palusa.
Aye.
And the second reading is by title, an ordinance amending and supplementing the revised general ordinances of the City of Bayonne, Chapter 7, Traffic. The council is now ready to give all persons interested in this ordinance an opportunity to be heard concerning it. The council president will recognize anyone who wishes to speak. No protest against, objections to, or statements in favor of this ordinance or its passage has been filed with me. May I have a motion to close?
Second.
On the motion to close, Mr. Booker. Mr. Carroll. Mr. Perez.
Aye.
Ms. Weimer. Mr. La Palusa.
Aye.
And resolution ordering final passage.
Move it.
Second.
And on the resolution, Mr. Booker. Mr. Carroll. Mr. Perez.
Aye.
Ms. Weimer. Mr. La Palusa.
Aye.
First speaker is Mr. Perry.
Good evening, Gene Perry, 77A Hobart Avenue, Bayonne, New Jersey. I would first like to thank the Bayonne Fire Department for their quick response the other evening to the scrap metal yard at 92 East 2nd Street. Unfortunately, I saw they had some challenges getting into the yard with the gate being locked again. And at this time, I'd like to ask the council, is there any more news that could be shared on possibly closing this location down or making them follow the laws? In the city of Camden, EMR gave them $6.7 million to fix up the waterfront, so I don't know what we're waiting for here, but something needs to get done. Someone's gonna get killed. The residents the other day couldn't breathe in a lot of Rip Gardens. The smoke was going into the building, and they came outside to breathe. They couldn't breathe outside either. So just need to ask the council and the attorney, what can we do? What can be done? Thank you.
I'd like to comment on it. Unless anyone else is going to speak on this issue, I'll save my comments till the end. Is anyone else going to speak on the fire?
Well, yes, Ms. Nadrowski.
Sharon Nadrowski, 126 Avenue A. I wasn't in town when that happened, luckily. I also like to thank the fire department and all the emergency response who showed up there. But again, I've been here, talked about the ill location and that it doesn't belong there, so I'm not going to reiterate that. But one thing I will say is I was a little shocked that there wasn't a OEM blast. Earlier this year, I got an OEM blast about a weather storm hitting South Jersey, but we didn't get an OEM blast when this was going on, telling people to close their windows and stay inside and avoid the area. I think sometimes we get OEM blast about things that maybe really don't concern everybody in Bayonne that don't have a house down the shore or wherever, but this was really important and people weren't aware of it. People should have been notified to close their windows and made aware of that. So that's just a small little thing, but other than that, I thank everybody for the good job they did.
Mr. Solari?
Tom Solari, West Grand Street.
We have one of the best fire departments in Bayonne. Want to congratulate the fire department on their promotions. Chief of Police, congratulations, Joe. I agree with Gene. This place has to go. It's a fire trap for our firemen to get in. They got to go down a narrow, that driveway has to be no more than 25 feet wide. Then they got to go 100 feet in and turn. That place is a death trap. We're going to lose men for what? For pennies on a dollar that we're getting from Alessi? Get rid of it. We got to get balls and go after them. Get it out. Also, Gary, I'd like to thank you for finding $22,000 for delineators. The other issue is Chemco, who does the digging for public service, dug up Avenue C on the west side of Avenue C and on the east side. They paved the whole west side, but a year ago they did the east side of Avenue C. A 12-inch trench, cutouts all the way from 9th Street all the way to 47th Street. Let's get after public service and do the east side of the street now. It's a Avenue C. I've been talking to Neil, I've been talking to Jackie, and I don't see nothing getting done because I think everybody's afraid to go after public service. I'm not, I'll go after public service. I got their phone numbers. I got the supervisor's phone numbers. But I feel I shouldn't have to do that. This is the city problem. If the city's not going to fix it, change the city council, get new people in. I mean, because only certain things are getting done. I see Broadway's getting done finally after 20 years. They did a streetscaping on it, I think, what, 2 years ago? And it didn't last. Potholes just came right back. Now they're doing it all over again. Do it right the first time, or don't do it at all. We're wasting too much money and too much time. Also, when are we getting, I know $22,000 was a lot to get. Now we got to try and get 1.something million for a traffic light. That light has to go in. Last Saturday, if the fire department ever had to get out of, what do you call it, chosen few, they were trapped. There was no way that fire department was getting out. That you had traffic going all the way to the turnpike, all the way down to the ship. These guys can't move out of there. We got to do something and do it quick.
We're working on it. DOT is very slow.
Well, how about getting after the
Very
turnpike
slow.
and put up turnpike signs, so, because everybody's going to 440 to go to turnpike. They could go down Chosen Few and get to the turnpike quicker.
Well, this money that's allocated now is going to be for signage as well as delineators and yellowing of curb lines, different phases of traffic. So
Okay.
it should help change the traffic pattern. It's not going to be 100%.
Right, I understand that.
We need to see how that works first before we can move to the second phase.
And the parking authority, are they going down there are they going down there KRE buildings, that all the cars that are parked at the curbs?
Yes, they are. Just
'Cause you want to know something?
That just
I think
because we just passed the
I think that's a big lie, because I've been down there for 3 hours and I haven't seen one of their cars go down there yet.
But we get the complaints.
Well, you get the complaints, yeah,
But we're getting
but I don't see their cars down there.
So,
I travel, Dad, you know, I drive around all day long.
I know.
I don't see their cars down there once.
But they have been down there, I'm just
Well,
letting you know.
Then they must have their eyes closed, because I can guarantee you, because every one of these high-rise buildings are not giving, the parking authority is not giving people parking passes because all their cars are supposed to be parked on the property.
Right, they can't get a park.
Right.
You're right.
So what about all these cars? And the same thing, and I just got told the other day, people are parking their cars near the townhouses, parking their cars there and walking to the ship with their luggage. So, look, parking authority has to go in there and look too. Thank you.
Okay.
That's it, yes.
I appreciated the comments made tonight, especially the thanking of our fire department. The fire chief knows full well, and I appreciate all the work he's done, how I feel about the matter. There's a suggestion out there in the world, specifically on social media, that nothing is being done and no one cares and this is a forgotten issue. Nothing could be further from the truth. Upon its arrival, everyone sprung into action because we know that that is not the place for this and it shouldn't be there. One of the things, and anybody who has sat up here, served in government, or seeks to, will know that you have to abide by the laws. And we have to do everything we can within the confines of the law to bring about the result that the people we represent want. From what I understand, the people we represent do not want that there. I am in 100% agreement. I do not want it there. It shouldn't be there. The issue we face is a zoning issue. Bayonne was an industrial town. These zoning places exist. We have to deal with the aftermath of that. I'm not happy about it, but we have to make sure that we're doing everything within the confines of the law, whether it's litigation, and the law department can comment on that, whether it's fines, and the fire department is on top of that, whether it's making sure they're in compliance with the latest firefighting tools on site to assist our department. Everything that can be done within the confines of the law, within our power, is being done. The only thing I can suggest tonight, and I would welcome joining with the individuals that spoke, is calling on our assembly and our state representatives to amend existing laws that govern the height of piles, I was going to say trash piles, but we'll call them scrap piles, and have, this issue lies at the state level. If we can get them to amend the existing laws and or create new laws that cap the size of these piles, then we can start to see some mitigation of the problem down there. But what's within our power to do is limited in so much as we can only move on what is actionable. If they are in violation, and in the past there have been violations, tickets are written out. If there is a violation going forward, believe me, and if anybody else wants to weigh in, by all means,
I can tell you,
we will jump in on that.
more violations were issued as a result of Saturday evening.
So I think we should put a joint letter together to our state representatives, urging them as a city council to change their existing zoning laws. So I will have the draft and we'll send it out.
Fantastic, fantastic, I appreciate that. But, and again, I understand in the past, there have been community meetings. I can't turn up at meetings I'm not invited to or have no knowledge of. And if your people are out there saying, well, why didn't the councilman come? He was unaware. I'm here once a month or twice a month at these public meetings. You can let me know when they're going to be. I will be happy to turn up. I will be happy to be there. I'll be happy to bring the information we have, bring this letter, talk about it. We're available. I am.
I'll go ahead, I'll allow you, but
My name is Christian.
this has to do with the subject or with.
Yeah, I just wanted to know, is there, my name is Christian. I live at 94 and a half Martin Street in Newark. I just wanted to see, what was going on in Bayonne, but I'm an organizer, and I'm just wondering, is there not a way to change it in your master plan? Like, how often do you all change your master plan when it comes to, like, zoning and things of that nature?
Master plan is supposed to be revisited every 10 years, but it was not in the past.
Right.
Past governments let it go sometimes close to 30 years.
Right.
Before we did the last one. So we can do that, but the master plan does not bind them to do anything. It's
Because they're already grandfathered
so,
in.
right, so it has to be done, as Mr. Carroll said, on the state level to get them changed the zoning laws. So,
But you raise a very important point. I've
Right.
asked for, to take a look at the master plan for quite some time for development reasons.
Right.
And, it is something we should be doing
right.
Yeah.
And that's the
imminently.
reason why it should be done every 10 years, because if you look back of what our town was like, say, 40 years ago, it was much different. We had a lot more industry here. Now it's going more towards residential in some of those same areas.
Right.
And it needs to be revisited, it needs to be changed.
Right.
So, a lot of times, I hate to say it, but our hands are a little tied and depend on maybe somebody else. But we're gonna push hard for this now.
So would it help to have, like, maybe, I don't know if there's any organizations who may be able to spearhead, like, those meetings to do master plans and then maybe present it to you all, or? Just asking. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm
I
new
don't
to
know.
the area, but-
When we do revisit the master plan, we usually have open public meetings. you
Right,
know.
yeah, yeah.
So everybody's invited in, and they're allowed to give suggestions and everything as well.
Right,
So, but we're not at that point right now
I
for
get
the
you.
master plan.
I appreciate
So,
it.
But,
Thank you.
but when that happens, I will make sure that the public
Yeah,
is
that everyone knows.
notified.
All right, appreciate it, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you. Okay, Mike, this has got to be the last question about this.
Just on, the DEP is holding a meeting in Camden and also one in Newark, New Jersey called Scrap 101. If, I forget if Perry knows it, you know about it? Yeah, maybe the city or somebody will be there in person. I'm go on Zoom, but even that's going to be limited. But maybe somebody from the, city should go over there just to actually get face-to-face with DEP and come back with maybe, because we know it's out of your hands. This is, and DEP is trying to address it also. So,
Thank you, Mike. I'll see if I can get somebody to be in attendance for that. I was unaware of the meeting, so we need to find out the time. Mary Jane, if you could pass that information if you have it. All right, thank you very much. Thank you.
Now, to say, Gary, it's virtual both nights.
Virtual, okay, all right. So at least we'll be able to do it, through virtual.
face-to-face is better.
Yeah, it is. It absolutely is.
Okay. 05 is an ordinance of the City of Bayonne, County of Hudson, New Jersey, approving a redevelopment plan for the property located at 626-628 Avenue E, which is designated as Block 405, Lot 31, as shown on the official tax map of the city, and a resolution moved by the council president fixing Wednesday, November 12th at 6 p.m. in the Dorothy E. Harrington Council Chambers as a time and place for a public hearing and final passage. Mr. Booker, will you second? Second. On the resolution, Mr. Booker. Aye. Mr. Carroll?
Director, would you just give us some more specifics on it?
This is the Burnett Electric warehouse on Avenue E. It, I believe it's 5 stories, 20 units in there. Yeah.
They're going to redo the park.
That will come up in the redevelopment agreement, yes. But that's the negotiations happening right now.
And will there be a dollar figure in there as well for the park? Because the park needs, that park hasn't been done in years.
We're looking
Waiting
into
on
the
something like this rather than trying to find money to allocate.
we're looking into the allocations on the park of how much it's going to cost to get it to there, but those conversations are ongoing.
Okay,
So for me to give you an answer right now is a little premature.
okay. All right, but I will keep on you, so,
Yep.
thank you.
Okay, Mr. Carroll?
In the interest of moving things along to next month, I would hope as part of your negotiations, you would include the introduction of workforce housing into that project. I would also say that it is great to redo the park. Gary, I know you wanted that one done for a long time, but once the park is done, we still have the building. And so we need to do things that are going to benefit the people that are left over and the people that are going to go to that park. So I'll vote aye this month in the hopes of seeing a better plan next month.
Mr. Perez?
Aye.
Ms. Weimer? Aye. Mr. La Palusa?
Aye,
06 is an ordinance authorizing and approving Title 39 rights in accordance with NJSA 39:51-1, which to enforce traffic and parking violations on the public access road and parking area for the property located at 266-280 Broadway, which is identified as 268 Lot 1, and a resolution fixing Wednesday, November 12th as the time and place for a public hearing and final passage. It's moved by Mr. Carroll. Mr. Booker, will you second? Second. On the resolution, Mr. Booker.
Aye.
Mr. Carroll.
Aye.
Mr. Perez.
Aye.
Ms. Weimer. Aye. Mr. La Palusa.
aye,
07 is also approving Title 39 rights according to NJSA 39:51-1 to enforce traffic and parking violations at Avenue J, East 22nd Street, and Hook Road. And a resolution fixing Wednesday, November 12th as a time and place for a public hearing and final passage. Who'd like to move it?
Move it.
Second.
On the resolution, Mr. Booker. Mr. Carroll. Mr. Perez.
Aye.
Ms. Weimer. Mr. La Palusa.
Aye.
08 is authorizing the sale of city-owned property identified as Block 30, Lot 2.02, and a resolution fixing Wednesday, November 12th, at 6 p.m. in the Dorothy E. Harrington Council Chambers as a time and place for public hearing and final passage. It's moved by Councilmember Perez. Mr. La Palusa, will you second?
Second.
On the resolution, Mr. Booker. Mr. Carroll. Mr. Perez. Ms. Weimer. Mr. La Palusa.
Aye.
09 is approving the amended redevelopment plan for the peninsula at Bayonne Harbor Bay East for the property in its entirety, Block 30, and a resolution fixing November 12th as a time and place for a public hearing and final passage. It's moved by the Council President. Mr. Perez, will you second?
Second.
On that resolution, Mr. Booker. Mr. Carroll.
Aye.
Mr. Perez.
Aye.
Ms. Weimer. Mr. La Palusa.
Aye.
10 is approving the financial agreement by and between the City of Bayonne and Chantey 5 Urban Renewal LLC for the property located at 562-568 Broadway, which is designated as Block 184, Lots 1, 2, and 3, as shown on the official tax map, and a resolution fixing Wednesday, November 12th, for the time and place for a public hearing and final passage. It's moved by Councilmember Perez. Mr. La Palusa, will you second?
Second.
On the resolution, Mr. Booker.
While we're waiting, Director, would you come up and give us a few specifics?
This is the Chantey 5 First Savings project here. So just bear with me one moment, but in the report packet that NW Financial prepared, which Dan Bankert will be here to discuss next meeting, it's a 25-year pilot. Again, as this project is, 9 stories with a pocket park on the side to kind of break up the height and the blanket wall, but again, just.
And the community element was the pocket park.
Partly, it's the pocket park. They are making a financial contribution of that of $110,000. Like I said, just internet's a little slow here on getting the memo up that was given to you guys.
And Director Skillender, while you're doing that, not that I certainly want to put this into effect for this one, because I would think it would be disingenuous and unfair, but I wonder if, in my research over the past week or so, I wonder if when the city has to undergo an assessment or when taxes have to be increased, why is it that we don't have the ability to increase that same rate on the pilots that are in effect at that time? So if we're increasing taxes for taxpayers, why is it that we don't have the ability to also assess an increase to the pilots?
The pilot is negotiated upfront at that, and part of the negotiation back and forth so that this property is redeveloped for a much better use, that, you would negotiate the terms up front. Second thing also with that is there's always the minimum annual service charge that's in there. That is the prior year's taxes on that. So the minimum that the property would always pay is if the property wasn't developed, that last year's worth of taxes. So that's kind of the trade-off on that, Councilwoman. But Councilman Carroll, to the terms of this, it's a 25-year pilot, years 1 through 15 at 10%, years 16 through 25 at 11, and then the schedule of, the tax phase-in is 0 from years 1 through 15, 20 from years 16 through 18, year 19 at 40, year 20 at 60, and from 21 to 25 at 80% of taxes otherwise due.
And the increases, if I'm not mistaken, are for some of those increases in case taxes go up, but also because expenses and things will go up over time.
And the
Kind of
rent,
reason.
again, for this being a residential market rate project, the city gets the benefit of as rents increase over time, we get a percentage of the increase as it goes up. So, those factors are taken into consideration, given the fact that this also is a different, unique site on this of being an old bank. The council, is well aware of the redevelopment on that. The administration and the council worked hand in hand on trying to make sure that this building, again, which I think is very nice, with the arches in there, the commercial space, the park, along with the, again, make sure that area is beautified, and dealing with the parking inside the garbage collections and et cetera of other benefits. This is the, I could truly say on this project is one of the, along with St. Michael's, one of the few projects that the city council, that this iteration of the city council has seen in its entirety.
Yeah, and
So.
the design of this is not the usual cookie cutter, this is a nice,
No.
different design.
Our planners at Clark Caton spent a lot of time going back and forth with Dean Marchetto, who does a fantastic job with other buildings throughout the city. On this one, truthfully, I think, our professionals made them even step up the game further along on the building design, facade appearances and the park. I'm happy to see this project, come through. But that's just my personal opinion on that. But like I said, as the terms of the pilot were just stated, that's what NW negotiated with the developer, and NW, myself, on behalf of the city administration and the developer, thought were fair.
Thank you.
So on the introduction of 010, Mr. Booker. Mr. Carroll?
And it includes no element of affordability in the process at 25 years. A pocket park is nice, but
Our workforce housing is market rate. Again, $100,000 is the area median income for the Jersey City metropolitan area. $100,000 can afford $2,000 a month rent. So, Councilman Carroll, no on that answer.
I have my usual reasons for voting no, but the councilwoman raised a very intriguing thought, and it's something that we should all consider, especially the math ramifications associated with the potential increases that happen normally throughout the life of any municipality, and those buildings, given pilot agreements, essentially being exempt from sharing in the burden that the taxpayer would have to share in with any increase that would come, as opposed to having, let's say, 50% of the people getting hit with that tax increase, or 100% of the people getting hit with that tax increase, now only 75% because we've exempted other entities. So that's a very intriguing thought and avenue to go down we might want to look at. Voted no.
What was your vote? You vote again, Mr. Carroll?
Yes.
No? Okay, thank you. Mr. Perez? Aye. Ms. Weimer?
So I too think that it's quite a lengthy pilot, and as you all know, I would prefer that we start incorporating into our financial agreements an allocation towards the school board budget. I do understand the reasoning. I've had some time to speak with Director Skillender, and I do have some time blocked to speak with our CFO to research that to a greater degree. I do think it is a very intriguing concept as well. One of my most trusted advisors, actually, and I were speaking of that over the weekend. And I do recognize that the rental income, that the pilot payments do increase if the rental income increases past that certain percentage. So I guess I would like the public to know that there is a certain level that the city has built in already to share that increase, but I don't know that I agree that it's enough. Nevertheless, I don't think that this particular developer should be hit with that at the 11th hour when the agreement is in front of us. So I vote aye.
Mr. La Palusa?
So generally, I don't like them 25 or 30 years either. I've asked to have these financial agreements be a little more heavier in years 10 to 15, but there's been talk about it being undue hardship for the developers and for them to make certain payments if it was to stay the same amount of money over 15 as opposed to 25. So the way it's been explained to me is that the real bulk of the money comes in the later years. And so I've had to kind of like change my way of thinking a little bit because knowing how much the bills are and what we're facing. So that's the reason why, unfortunately, I have to say and vote aye for this.
I do love the phrase undue burden, especially when applied to, and I'm going to sound.
Those are not my words.
Oh, that's
just so
fair,
you know,
that's fair. But
okay?
undue burden, I'm going to sound like Bernie Sanders when I say, applied to millionaires and billionaires, when I've got people calling my office because they got a rental increase. Maybe they're not making the $100,000 that everybody else in town is, but they got a rental increase from $1,500 to $2,000, and now they're on the street, or they're at the Y. And then to suggest that there is a mechanism in place with the pilots to recover that money as rents increase only further solidifies the argument that there is a problem we are facing with housing, with affordability. So what we need to do is lock in a way to keep hardworking people in their homes.
We're not going to go back and forth on this.
I understand.
whole
I
thing.
just want to
If you
clarify some
If you
things.
want to give a little rebuttal, but I want
I do.
to speak first. There's a lot of things being worked on, including workforce housing and low-income housing. I know maybe you're not privileged to the whole thing, but there is certain things going on with that.
I would
And
love
as
to be
far as
privileged.
when I sit with these people, I'm explaining why my thinking had to change. So me, being in this seat here, having to come up with millions of dollars of increases and insurance increases and things that could not be controlled or expected even. We've had in the last 2.5 years, 50% increase in insurances. I'm in the seat, I gotta find that money. Where am I gonna find that money from? So it puts me in a different position, and that's the reason why these pilots are at least new sources of revenue. I don't have any other new sources of revenue. Tell me if there's new sources of revenue, not you, Mr. Carroll, but anybody, tell me where it is that I'm missing the boat here. Mr. Maselli, if you want to give your comments.
Council President.
Please make it brief.
When we talk about undue burden, it's not undue burden on the developer's pocketbook all the time. You have to finance these things, right? And the bank needs justification for the investment because Bayonne is, in Hudson County's terms, not the highest of markets. It's not the lowest either. It's climbed up, certainly. But the undue burden is the financial burden of proving stability and proving financial viability. That's the undue burden. So in the real world, when you have to pay for stuff yourself and build stuff yourself, you got to go to a bank. You got to go to equity investors, and they want to see the bottom line. And when it's overly burdened, nothing's going to happen. It's going to be a hole in the ground on Broadway. We have enough of those. Can we just stop for a minute and look at the big picture about what these things are doing? We're revitalizing dead lots and quibbling over wording. I'd rather just do something and get the city moving. That's my opinion. Thank you.
But the amount of money increases exponentially in the last several years of the pilot. And that's the reason why it was explained to me.
Certainly.
Regardless of whatever we call it.
And-
But that's the reason why my thinking has changed.
You both raise very interesting and valid points. And again, just to pull some of the wording out of the answer, looking at the bigger picture is one of the issues that I have. Because if we tackled our zoning, like the young woman in the back, Christian, mentioned, if we looked at our zoning as a whole and determined this is where this is appropriate, that is where that is appropriate, and we cared enough about the bigger picture, then we wouldn't have towers in places that maybe they don't belong. So there is a big picture to look at, and we need to look at it.
So those zoning laws, I'm going to write the letter. I would expect my counsel is, nobody has said that they're against that, although that was something that could have been done the first time the Alessis came here. So I'm going to take the initiative and make sure I get that done. Ms. Medina?
Okay. Moving on, 011 is amending and supplementing the revised general ordinances of the City of Bayonne, Chapter 13, recreational and other public facilities, and a resolution fixing Wednesday, November 12th as a time and place for a public hearing and a final passage. It's moved by Councilmember Carroll. Mr. Booker, will you second? Second. On the resolution, Mr. Booker. Aye. Mr. Carroll. Aye. Mr. Perez.
Aye.
Ms. Weimer. Aye. Mr. La Palusa.
Aye.
012 and 13 have been
Yes.
removed.
Thank you.
014 is amending and supplementing the general ordinances of the City of Bayonne, Chapter 7, traffic. It is for restrictive parking zones. And a resolution moved by the Council President fixing Wednesday, November 12th at 6 p.m. in the Dorothy Harrington Council Chambers as a time and place for a public hearing and final passage. It's moved by the Council President. Mr. Perez, will you second?
Second.
On the resolution, Mr. Booker. Aye. Mr. Carroll.
Aye.
Mr. Perez.
Aye.
Ms. Weimer. Aye. Mr. La Palusa.
Aye.
Consent resolutions is a resolution moved by the council as a whole, and it's ordering the following communications to be received and filed. It covers C1 through C6. Any questions on the consent communications? And on the communications, Mr. Booker. Aye. Mr. Carroll.
Aye.
Mr. Perez.
Aye.
Ms. Weimer. Aye. Mr. La Palusa.
Aye.
And officers' reports is a resolution moved by the council as a whole, ordering the following officers' reports to be received and filed, and any resolutions incorporated within to be adopted. Any questions on the officers' reports? On the remaining officers' reports, Mr. Booker. Aye. Mr. Carroll.
Aye.
Mr. Perez.
Aye.
Ms. Weimer. Aye. Mr. La Palusa.
Aye.
And OR2 is from the Honorable James M. Davis, fixing the salary range for the title Assistant Construction Official.
Sharon Nadrowski, 126 Avenue A. It doesn't say how much, I'm just kind of curious.
What, the range?
It says you're fixing the salary range, but it doesn't say how much.
Oh, on ours it does. It says minimum is 102,627, and the max 122,183.
Do we
Want me to
have-
repeat? I can repeat it.
No, that's okay.
Okay.
Do we have this position already, somebody in this spot, or is this a new thing we're opening up? Do we have an assistant official?
There is someone who is being placed in that position as they are getting busier and bigger.
It's a new title.
It's
though.
a new
It is
title. It's a new title,
And we posted it somewhere?
yes. And it's also, over the long haul with all that's going on, it addresses issues with overtime and stuff.
I've heard that before. Sorry. Okay, I'm done.
So on OR2, Mr. Booker.
Aye.
Mr. Carroll. Aye. Mr. Perez.
Aye.
Ms. Weimer. Aye. Mr. La Palusa.
Aye.
Okay. OR3 is a change that was changed later in the afternoon after the agenda was posted. It is actually fixing the salary range just for the municipal court judge, and it's the minimum of $125,590 and a maximum of $136,507.
136,507 was the max?
Yes, that's the
Okay.
max. It's only
Thank
3
you.
steps.
Okay. And the minimum is down there, 125, 590?
125,590.
Okay.
Council President? A third step
Yes.
was added.
A third, okay. Thank you for that. The third step is the max, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the max.
Yeah.
What was the min? What was the change? What it went from?
Let me see, but I don't know if I have that. Would you have
Well, they
that,
originally
Ms.
named
Beat?
it.
I got it after everybody.
Okay.
So I don't,
What I first received was the salary range for a chief municipal court judge and a municipal court judge, but I was later told that there is no title for a chief municipal court judge. So that just made the 3 steps.
So you're making the title and the steps?
So we didn't change the floor, we just added a third step to increase it. That's okay, it's regardless. I'm just gonna use this as making a comment. It's very nice that these people who, these jobs and people in City Hall making over $100,000, because someone made a reference from your staff, who makes over $100,000, that's the average. I know we know it is a average and it's numbers, and I get it, that's what I do. But most people in City Hall don't make nowhere near $100,000. I know people personally, because I worked here, people who've been here for 16 years and don't make $60,000. And they work full-time, and they're here on time every day. Okay? So they don't make it. I know, and Neil knows, teachers who don't make that $100,000. So we want to talk about, sure, when you get up there, but most of them don't. They're, I know people who teacher in 5 years and you become, they're making maybe $55,000 over 7 years as in the job. So the point is that this is nice that these people are making this salary. Maybe we should look to be increasing salary of the other workers in the city. I know certain departments get it because I've seen that complaint and heard that complaint. But there are people here who are severely underpaid. And maybe we should be a little bit more fairer, because if we're going to keep pricing our apartments and gifting our gifts to developers based on some sort of income, maybe at least the city employees and our teachers should be able to live and have a salary that can actually afford what we're saying everyone here can afford. Thanks.
Anybody else on R3? OR3. On OR3, Mr. Booker.
Aye.
Mr. Carroll?
I vote aye, but I feel like the kid in the class who knows he's the bottom of the curve, bringing the bell curve down. I must be ruining the average for everybody else.
Mr. Perez? Aye. Ms. Weimer? Aye. Mr. La Palusa?
Aye.
And consent resolutions is that a resolution moved by the council as a whole, ordering the following resolutions to be adopted. It covers CR1 through CR27. Any questions on the consent resolutions? On the consent resolutions, Mr. Booker. Aye. Mr. Carroll?
Aye.
Mr. Perez?
Aye.
Ms. Weimer? Aye. Mr. La Palusa?
Aye. CR 13? Yeah, Mary Jane, do we have any other specifics on the health benefits program? I know there was a meeting yesterday, I believe it was. Could you just give us a little update, please?
We are still waiting for exact numbers, but we will be moving into Aetna, self-insured. And just for instance, the family staying in state health benefits plan would cost about $46,000. And going into the self-insured with Aetna, it's approximately 34 and change. It's still an increase. Everybody will still see an increase, but it's not 37%.
When I spoke to Mr. Salino, he said if the claims stay on about what we're doing now, as far as the amount of claims, that it should be a savings of $5 million, but it's still an increase. Correct. So, Neil, I don't know if that answers your question. Okay.
And so what is the increased percentage even with the $5 million savings?
So
I don't,
36 and a
actually, I
half
remembered
was-
the
right.
family rates, but I don't remember the increase. It's just a significant savings from 37%.
Yeah, I don't have that number either, sorry.
I don't I don't think it's a finite number yet, but I would expect within the week, because they're still working on that. I thought even by today, we would have some more information, but definitely by next week.
Okay, they just addressed CR 13, but if you want to come up and ask your question.
I do agree with you looking to go outside, but I also heard her say self-insured. So if the claims go up potentially, what, so that's
the stop-
basing it on, and I know because Hudson County tried to do this too, but they have a bigger number of employees, so it wasn't feasible because in the beginning, it's a big expense. First of all, what's the fine we're paying to pull out of the state? Because I know there's a fine.
There actually isn't for us. I asked a million times. We didn't, when they went into it, went back into it, they didn't do the holiday. So there is no fine coming out, thank God.
I was told no penalty as well.
Okay, because a lot of towns, that's what
That's
prevents
exactly
them
what
from
happened
going out
the
of it.
first
'cause
time the
it's-
city went out and then went back in. It was a couple $1 million, but this time they did not do that.
Okay, so the potential savings here, though, it's not really going to be for employees right now, because, I mean, their rates are going to go up, but it's going to be not as high if we were in the state.
It's less of an
The-
increase than what
The
we
big
had.
savings going to be to the city in your percentage that you're paying?
It will be a shared savings. There will be,
well,
we're in the middle of negotiating police and fire contracts. We're looking at Chapter 78 issues, we're looking at everything. It will be a shared responsibility, and we're trying not to hurt anyone, including
I think,
the
again,
residents
The best
of
way to put
Bayonne.
it is less of an increase, because everybody, I don't know if there's a way to do without an increase. It's just, it's such a
No,
hefty.
I'm not going to say,
No,
I don't
know
expect
you
it to be
are.
no increase in
Yeah.
health benefits.
But it's less of an increase doing it this way through this company.
The word
Aetna.
savings is really deceptive. It is,
Yeah.
No.
it's a savings for us to not go with the state-run plan.
It's less of an increase,
But it
that's
is,
why.
but it's still an increase to both the city as well as our colleagues.
Right.
So their contribution as well.
And is this a long-term contract you have to enter into, or no? It's year by year? Okay, thank you.
We will be doing this month by month. It's a year contract we're going into, but every month we have the ability to make adjustments. It's the stop-loss component that keeps everyone safe.
Yeah, okay, but, I mean, it's easy to say I could pull out next month, but you have to have a backup and join back into something, so.
I'm sorry?
You know, if you're saying you could pull out at any time, but you'd have to have another place in.
Yes, but my point is, we are working blindly with state health benefits. We could not even get the data from them. They would not share it because we were a subscriber, not an owner of our own information. And Aetna, we will know monthly what our claims activity is, what's going on, and make appropriate adjustments. So it's a lot of work, but it's doable.
Did you check with other carriers beside Aetna?
Absolutely.
Oh,
The first 3 months I was here, nobody wanted to quote us. They just thought we were too much of a risk. And then when we couldn't get the information from state health benefits, we really worked with the broker. We really pushed them, and they were able to come back with 2 quotes. And this was the better, well, actually 3 quotes, 2 from Aetna and 1 from Horizon, but this is the best.
Okay, thank you.
Did you have a question on CR 16?
Sorry. I just want to know what it is, because we're saying and I know Donna Mauer is not here really to speak to it. We're making a correction in title, text, or amount. Can we get the real details? Which are we correcting? And the appropriations of how it appeared. So we're changing something, how we logged it into our budget for the year. And it could be the amount, it could be the appropriation of an item.
Okay, so
So I'm trying to understand.
CR 16?
So in the resolution, it has matching funds for grants, which is adopted at $95,000, and it's amended to $83,656.36. Then it's matching funds FEMA assistance to firefighters. There was nothing adopted in that column, and it amended it to add $6,363.64. And then the matching funds municipal alliance grant, which there was nothing adopted in that line item.
Actually, this is needed in order for the city to fund the matching funds component. It's required because the budget was already passed, and these things are happening after the budget was already passed, but in the same calendar year.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you.
Okay, moving forward, R1 is a resolution providing for the finance of the special emergency appropriations of the city of Bayonne in the county of Hudson, New Jersey, by the issuance of special emergency notes of the city. It's moved by the council president. Mr. Perez, will you second?
Second.
And on the resolution, Mr. Booker. Aye. Mr. Carroll.
Aye.
Mr. Perez.
Aye.
Ms. Weimer.
Aye.
Mr. La Palusa.
Aye.
R2 is moved by the council president. It's authorizing the planning board to conduct a preliminary investigation for the properties located at 993 Avenue C and 80 West 47th Street, which is identified as Block 76, Lot 17.01 and 17.02, as shown on the official tax map, and authorizing the planning board to prepare a redevelopment plan for said property. Mr. Perez, will you second?
Second.
On the resolution, Mr. Booker.
Aye.
Mr. Carroll.
Aye.
Mr. Perez.
Aye.
Ms. Weimer.
Aye.
Mr. La Palusa.
Aye.
R3 is designating 485 Avenue C, 487-489 Avenue C, and 64-66 West 22nd Street, which is identified as Block 209, lots 22, 23.01, and 27, as a non-condemnation area in need of redevelopment, and authorizing the planning board to prepare a redevelopment plan. And it's moved by Councilmember Booker. Mr. Perez, will you second?
Second.
On that resolution, Mr. Booker. Aye. Mr. Carroll. Aye. Mr. Perez.
Aye.
Ms. Weimer.
Aye.
Mr. La Palusa.
Aye.
R4 is authorizing the preparation of a cost-sharing agreement for the proposed traffic light to the Bayview JV LLC project located at 175 Avenue Way, which is identified as Block 300.01, lots 1.01, 3.01, 3.02, 3.03, 3.04, 3.05, 06, and 07, and Block 301.3, lots 2 and 3, and Block 511, lot 1. And it's moved by the council president. Mr. Perez, will you second?
Second.
And on the resolution, Mr. Booker.
Aye.
Mr. Carroll,
Aye.
do you have a question? Mr. Perez,
Aye.
Ms. Weimer,
Is this the cost sharing for the installation of a traffic light? Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Several developers are sharing the cost for this, and the total is 1.3 million.
Yeah, and again, this is just the preparation of it while we've been actively negotiating on it. It's just letting the council and the public know that, there's an agreement coming to discuss the cost sharing on Avenue A in front of the Bayonne Bridge and Avenue A.
And the development will pay 100% of the light.
There is no city obligations. This is split amongst the developers. Bayview is fronting this at first, and then there is already other identified developers that will contribute on a pro rata share calculated off of the traffic generated at their development site for that. So
And we're simply facilitating the coordination.
we're facilitating that, again, on the redevelopment plan that was passed. This is also one of the requirements for reso compliance for the proposed density at AMP. So, this is one of the things they have to hit. However, for the safety of Avenue A, coming off of the Bayonne Bridge, developers are going to be paying for a traffic light there that is, I think well needed with all the future development coming there.
Thank you.
your vote, Ms. Weimer?
I'm sorry, Madeline, aye.
Okay, and Mr. La Palusa.
Aye.
R5 is authorizing an amendment to the redevelopment agreement between the City of Bayonne and 17 Avenue E Urban Renewal LLC to extend the time to commence construction on the second phase from December 31st, 2026 to December 31st, 2028. It's moved by Councilmember Weimer. Mr. Perez, will you second?
Second.
On the resolution, Mr. Booker. Aye. Mr. Carroll. Mr. Perez.
Aye.
Ms. Weimer. Aye. Mr. La Palusa.
Aye.
R6 is approving the traffic control plan for 197 Avenue E. It's moved by Councilmember Perez. Mr. La Palusa, will you second?
Second.
On the resolution, Mr. Booker. Aye. Mr. Carroll. Aye. Mr. Perez.
Aye.
Ms. Weimer. Aye. Mr. La Palusa.
Aye.
R7 is amending agreement number CY 25-027 with Consulting and Municipal Engineers LLC, also known as CME Associates, for professional engineering services to reduce said agreement in the amount of $300,000 and authorizing the mayor and city clerk to enter into an agreement with Center State Engineering for professional engineering services for the remainder of the calendar year 2025 for an amount of $300,000. Would like to move it.
Move it.
And on R7, Mr. Booker. Aye. Mr. Carroll.
Aye.
Mr. Perez.
Aye.
Ms. Weimer. Aye. Mr. La Palusa.
Aye.
R8 and 9 have been withdrawn. R10 is no longer reserved space. It is authorizing the execution of an interim cost agreement with Bergen Point Developers LLC as the potential redeveloper and contract purchaser of the property located at 979-993 Avenue C and 80 West 47th Street, which is identified as Block 76, lots 17.01 and 17.02.
What is the agreement? I'm sorry?
It's an escrow agreement. Yeah, this is an escrow agreement that the developer is paying to cover the city's cost on studying the property as a area needed redevelopment, the redevelopment plan. So it's putting the cost, again, not on the city, but on the redeveloper for them to conduct their redevelopment process. So this is not a city expense.
And the property fronts on Avenue C and backs on 47?
This property is St. Vincent's School of the subdivision that occurred, part of the proposed development that the Archdiocese is selling. It has to be defined this way because part of the parking lot between the church and the school will be coming up for development, but the subdivision lines have to be redrawn. So just for clarity's sake, while they're studying that and perfecting the subdivision, that's why it's written that way. So this is not St. Vincent's Church. This is the school that is being proposed.
Technically, the school is not on Avenue C, but you're saying you have to put the address of the entity.
Because of the parking lot, yes.
Okay. All right.
So I'd like to move it.
I'll move it.
Second.
On the resolution, Mr. Booker. Aye. Mr. Carroll. Aye. Mr. Perez.
Aye.
Ms. Weimer. Aye. Mr. La Palusa.
Aye.
R11, also no longer reserved space, is authorizing the execution of an access and utility easement agreement with SPG 500 Belleville Turnpike Urban Renewal LLC for the city-owned property located in the borough of North Arlington, County of Bergen, New Jersey, and identified as Block 167, Lots 3 and 4. I'd like to move it.
So moved.
Second.
And on R11, Mr. Booker. Aye. Mr. Carroll. Aye. Mr. Perez.
Aye.
Ms. Weimer.
Aye.
Mr. La Palusa.
Aye.
And I
Madam,
have,
add 3 is off. We're taking it
okay, so
next month.
just had 2 add-ons then. First one is authorizing the purchasing agent and/or her designee to take any and all actions and execute any and all documents necessary to procure a portable generator, safety equipment, and related supplies from All Hands Fire Equipment LLC.
That's the one that's the one I wanted to pull.
You want to pull, add one?
Yes. So I don't know what the other one was, that maybe the number was different.
So add 1 was that one. Add 2 is rescinding resolution 25-07-016-057, authorizing the execution of an administrative service agreement with Empowerment Retirement LLC as an approved vendor with the State of New Jersey Division of Local Government Services.
And it's being rescinded, right?
Yes, it's being rescinded.
So can somebody explain this a little bit better? Mary Jane, do you know about this or no? No?
We received a
Okay.
from the state, saying that Empower couldn't amend or ask us to amend, their contract
Okay,
because they haven't had the approval from the state.
okay.
So they asked us to rescind the resolution.
That they're our vendor, right?
Until
Okay.
they receive the approval, and then they can come back and we can then, put a new resolution.
Thank you, Carla. I appreciate that.
Would like to move it?
I'll move it.
Second.
And on year two, Mr. Booker.
Aye.
Mr. Carroll.
Aye.
Mr. Perez.
Aye.
Ms. Weimer. Mr. La Palusa.
Aye.
And Air three, you said you're not moving forward with either?
No, it was the one with the fire.
Oh, okay, so Air three is for authorizing a change order number 4 to modify and increase the contract amount for the East 25th Street Bridge Replacement Project awarded to Grade Construction on December 16, 2020, in the amount not to exceed $138,051.91 for a total contract of amount of $3,246,947.58.
Okay. And
So I think it's important to share with everyone that Grade Construction, who the city previously contracted with, filed for Chapter 11 and went and declared bankruptcy. The city was under contract with them. As it turns out, we had to go through several different steps, which took some time in order to be allowed, give them their waiting period, in order to be allowed for us to seek another contractor to finish this project. This is the eternal thorn in my side.
everybody's side, yes.
That was started prior to my joining. I'm hopeful will be completed prior to my departure from the council, but nevertheless, what this does is it is allowing us, we have found a company that will install the elevator, will construct the elevator. It, as far as I know, could be done prior to year end. What this does is increase our contract by an additional $138,000. We are truly without choice here, and we do have to meet the needs of our citizens on, coming and going, our young children, those that don't drive, and even our elderly try their best to use that bridge, and without that elevator, it's just not possible. So we are asking for the council to approve the increase in contract amount in order to complete that project. It really is our only option.
It was an amount not to exceed $138,000.
138.
$138,51.99.
Correct.
You want to move it?
Yes, and I'm happy to move it. Both sides, both sides.
So on that resolution, Mr. Booker. Aye. Mr. Carroll. Aye. Mr. Perez.
Aye.
Ms. Weimer. Aye. Mr. La Palusa.
Aye.
And with nothing else, I will take a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Have a happy Halloween, everybody.
And on the motion to adjourn, Mr. Booker.
Yeah. Do we need to
Mr.
have-
Carroll?
Hold on, Ms. Medina, hold on one second.
Yeah.
You want to have the executive meeting? Yeah.
What do you-
Yeah. Ms. Medina, just give us 1 second. All right. Okay, I'm sorry, continue.
Mr. Perez.
Aye.
Ms. Weimer. Mr. La Palusa.
Aye. Have a good evening, everybody. Happy Halloween.